Thank you all for joining us today. I know we all lead busy lives, especially being in travel, and your time is valuable. So, really, from all of us here at Europe Express, thank you for joining us. Please note we are recording this webinar for educational purposes. After the presentation, we will add the recording to the Europe Express website located under the Resources tab in the header. So if you do have a client walk in or get a phone call, don't worry, you can always rewatch this presentation later. Also, if you have any questions anytime throughout the presentation, please type it in the GoToWebinar module and we will answer it at the end. If we run out of time, we will send you a follow-up email to your question within 24 to 48 business hours. Without further ado, I would love to introduce our Southeast Sales Manager, Ryan Leto, and he's going to talk to us about the best beaches of Europe. How are you doing, Ryan?
I'm great, Danielle. Thank you. Thank you for the introduction. So, welcome everybody. Again, I just want to reiterate what Danielle said. Thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule to join us to talk about some of the best beaches in Europe. And it's really nice because I think that a lot of times we, of course, look at Europe as being such an amazing cultural experience, but more and more we are getting a lot of requests for beach destinations, and we're going to talk about that a little bit. So here we go. Before we get into the bulk of the presentation, I just want to quickly also go over a little bit about, just Europe Express and what we do. So if you're unfamiliar with us, please, besides the beach destinations that we're talking about today, don't forget to think about us for all of your FIT Europe needs. The little map here shows you all of the destinations that we sell, except for Iceland, which I don't see on here, but just so you know, we also sell Iceland. So please think about us. We'd love to service all of your FIT business to Europe. I also want to just quickly go over a few of the bullet points of what we feel are the key differentiators and why you would want to work with Europe Express. First and foremost, we only work with travel advisors. We support you 100%, and everything that we do with our brand is catered to making business easy for us to do together. So we're really proud of that fact, and we are not competing against you. We're here to work with you. The second thing we love to talk about are our reservations experts. So once you've seen the presentation today, if there's any questions, things you want to get a little deeper into planning a package, feel free to reach out and call and speak to one of our experts. They are amazing. They really do make the difference. They really do help give you that extra credibility. So when you go to your client and you tell them that you're working with a company that they specialize in Europe and this is all they do, and their reservations agents have traveled in Europe, they've backpacked in Europe, they've lived in Europe, they've studied abroad. We really, truly mean it when we say we have experts in our reservations department. We also have a dedicated groups department. So if you have any passengers of, 10 or more, you would be able to work with our groups department. They do what they like to call highly specialized and highly customized group trips for your customers. So if you ever have an opportunity to do a group to Europe and you need it to be customized, please also think about Europe Express for that need. Another differentiator for us is that we have an office in Barcelona. They're employees of Europe Express. This really is such a huge benefit to us, having someone in the same time zone as your traveler. So if there's anything that happens while they're in destination, you have 24/7 access to get any kind of service that you need. We will respond to it immediately. It doesn't matter what day it is, what time of the night it is. We're there to support you and to support your customers who are traveling. And lastly, we like to talk about our handpicked product. This is one of the great values of working with Europe Express, is that we have direct relationships with hotels that are between 3 and 5-star rating. So we have hotels that are going to offer amazing value to your customers, but we also have those 5-star accommodations that can accommodate the discerning traveler and those who want a little bit more luxury. So when we talk about FIT travel, again, we're talking about these completely customized multi-city itineraries. Everything is commissionable. You can book everything online with live inventory, or you can call our reservations experts 7 days a week. Some of the services can be booked individually, so I'm going to talk about that again in a little minute. But we really think what separates us from other suppliers is the ability for you to book those multi-city, multi-country custom vacations. And again, just a little bit more about our groups department. There's all different types of groups, different affinity groups, special interests. But one of the big opportunities that we see for you to have the option to do some more business with us are pre and post cruise stays. I know that a lot of your customers are taking Mediterranean cruises and river cruising, and they're leaving from Barcelona, Rome, Venice, Athens, Basel, Amsterdam. We have all of these destinations that we can really create very unique pre and post packages with sightseeing tours, with private transportation, with a driver that will take them from the hotel to the cruise port. So it really does provide another opportunity for you to work a little bit more closely with Europe Express. The other thing about our groups department, just an FYI, they can be quoted net or with commission, whichever you prefer. You can add markups via our online payment portal, but also you can do the credit card payments online at your leisure as well. And these are some of the products and services that we're able to offer. Something I like to just remind you all of is that the best value booking Europe Express is really when you package the airfare and the hotel together. However, you can book just sightseeing and transfers with us if that's all you need. You can book the car rentals and the hotels together. The only thing that you can't do by itself is airfare must be included in conjunction with a hotel package. The minimum stay is 2 nights, and the rail passes also need to be included as part of a bigger package. Other than that, you have the ability to mix and match and book any combination of these products and services. So here we are, without further ado, to talk about the beaches of Europe. With visions of flowered lays and umbrella drinks, it's easy to really think about the ideal beach vacation only happening in a place like Hawaii or the Caribbean. But in reality, some of the best beaches in the world lie just across the pond, a few hours from home. So Europe may not come to mind when you think about going to the beach, being in the sun, but it's actually blessed with some of the planet's most incredible stretches of beach. So there's secret coves, luxurious shores, the blue-green water, sleepy seaside villages, plenty of reasons to think about Europe when you're planning your next vacation. So even beyond the beaches, you still have access to all the culture and all the interesting things that Europe has to offer. So if you want to sip wine in a small harbor town, stroll along the boardwalk, dance till dawn in the shadow of a centuries-old castle, it's the beach getaway they've always dreamed of, but elevated. So here are our few of our favorite European beaches. The first thing we're going to talk about is Zlatni in Croatia. And while the people who like to party will descend on Croatia's Dalmatian coast, island hoppers in the know board the ferry from Dubrovnik or Split to the more remote beaches. These secluded islands are less crowded and offer some of the best in the sun experiences on the continent. A trip to Croatia would not be complete without a visit to one of our favorites, Zlatni, a place that Travel and Leisure calls one of the best beaches in Europe. So Zlatni is known as the Golden Horn because it has an iconic triangular shape. This horn comes from a strong southeasterly wind known as the Hugo blows. The white-pebbled beach juts out into the Adriatic Sea, creating a long stretch of sand and shallow water that make it one of the world's most unique beaches. Your guests get their first glimpse of the beach as they descend down a windy road from the old town of Bol. It's the ideal spot to observe the odd-shaped, colorful waters and amazing shoreline. Just make sure to keep their hands on the wheel. While the mountains beyond the sea below, it's one of those moments that's sure to take their breath away. And we don't want anyone driving distracted. So it's easy to see why this beach on Brock Island is among one of the favorite local beaches. The land forms a large beach with a wide pine grove in the middle, so it's ideal for shaded walks and escape from the midday sun. There's playgrounds, there's lifeguards on duty, there's umbrellas available for a small fee, There's also waiters that serve some snacks from a nearby cafe. And if you're a little bit more adventurous, there is a nudist beach on the cove on the western side of the island. The strong currents and the wind conditions that give the beach its shape also make it ideal for windsurfing and parasailing. So there's also, for those of you who don't want to do windsurfing or parasailing, you can get a kayak and paddle around. You can rent jet skis. You can try wakeboarding, stand-up paddleboarding, which is very popular right now, and even surfing along the end of the sandbar. The shallow waters just off the beach also are perfect for snorkeling. So if you bring along a mask and some fins, you'll be sure to have a wonderful experience. So if your guests are planning a trip to Zlatni, we definitely recommend that they head out early and walk the beach and get their snorkeling in before the crowds arrive. The guests who stay late, they can enjoy some pickup volleyball. They can get those unattended umbrellas that might have become available as the day went on. And they can also get a glimpse of a beautiful sunset that pairs perfectly with a local glass of wine. So the next beach that we're going to talk about, moving along, is the Praia de Marinha in Portugal. So if you've ever picked up a travel magazine and scrolled through a Pinterest board in the past year, I think you might know that Portugal has really become the place to go. With bustling cities, renowned wine regions, there are plenty of reasons to visit. And while the country has been called the destination of the year on more must-visit lists than I can count, the good news is there's still a handful of Portuguese destinations that continue to fly under the radar. Many of them are beaches like those along the Algarve coast. Despite its lovely resorts and handful of Michelin-starred restaurants, the Algarve is still relatively unknown to most American tourists. It's got long, hot summers and a golden glow that gives the area its name, the Coast of Light. But the region is best known for its famous beaches, more than 150. Our favorite, personally, is the Praia de Marinha, as Condé Nast likes to call it, one of the top 10 beaches in Europe and among the 100 most beautiful beaches in the world, according to the Michelin Guide. So in addition to having the magnificent beaches, there's also these towering cliffs that encircle the beach. There's beautiful white and yellow sand, and then they meet the turquoise water in a burst of color. Thanks to the protection of these rocky outcroppings, the beach has calm, clear water that are ideal for snorkeling and for swimming. There's sea caves, tidal pools, and lots of other interesting things to explore along the coastline. So after you've toweled off, you can feel free to take a boat ride to see some of the iconic arches from the sea or visit the medieval fort of Nossa Senhora de Rocha. If they're adventurous, they'll enjoy exploring the Benagil caves or hiking the seaside trail that hugs the coastal cliffs. Afterward, your clients can unwind at a number of seaside eateries like the Restaurante Ocean, Costa 26, or Le Croix, Portugal. So beyond the lounge chair, there's plenty else to do in the Algarve. Travelers can shop for ceramics, race a Porsche, or visit an ancient nautical school. There's a local fish market where the daily catch is always fresh, and an old Moorish castle. The good news is that with very few tourists and nearly 3,000 hours of sunshine each year, it's bound to be a great day outside. Moving along, next on our stop is the Elafonisi Beach in Greece. This is located on the island of Crete, tucked away down a winding mountain roads. Elafonisi Beach is a bit secluded, but that's what makes it such a treasure. Without all the tacky tourist attractions to detract from the natural wonder, Elafonisi is a protected reserve with warm waters, a wide beach, and a few umbrellas, perfect for basking in the sun. But what makes this beach so unforgettable is its vibrant pink sand, created by microorganisms and pieces of coral that wash up on the shore. This blessing beach is so spectacular that TripAdvisor calls it one of the top 10 beaches in the world. So Elafonisi, we think, is really perfect for everyone. If you're into the adrenaline rush, you're going to love the surfing, kiteboarding, and windsurfing. but at the same time, families will appreciate wading through the calm lagoon and the sandbars at low tide. At the end of the day, everyone is bound to be hungry and ready to hit the tavernas. Your clients can sit back with a warm plate of crispy pita topped with tomatoes, olive oil, herbs, and local cheeses. Now, if your clients are looking to experience the area outside of Elafonisi, the Samaria Gorge, the longest ravine in Europe, is a great option. Hikers trudge down a steep 11-mile trail perfumed with mountain thyme and wild oregano and search for rare glimpses of the local goats. At the trail's highest point, hikers pass through a 9-foot wide gap in the rock wall known as the Iron Gates before the trail eventually ends in a small village. Those weary by the trek can recover with a dip in the Libyan Sea or visit a 17th century monastery. Travelers can visit all these sites year-round, but we like to suggest going between April and June or in October. These shoulder season dates offer a chance to explore Crete when the island has emptied out. In addition, when your clients combine the beach vacation with other travels in Greece, they can really take advantage of the thinning crowds at the classic sites in Athens and enjoy the harvest season events at the wineries that are located throughout the country. The third beach on our list is the Playa de Bologna in Spain. So the Playa de Bologna is also considered one of Europe's top 25 beaches according to TripAdvisor. But what makes this small town beach so special? Despite being a favorite seaside getaway among locals, it's still one of the country's best kept secrets. Quieter than its trendy neighbors, this tiny stretch of sand is tucked away beside an Andalusian fishing village. Serene and unassuming, it lies at the end of a cul-de-sac with no through traffic. Located inside a natural park, none of the buildings in town are over 2 stories tall. Instead, you'll find a mix of homely mix of quaint surf shacks, hostels, and bars. The area attracts wind and kite surfers, especially when the Levante easterly winds kick up. Friends gather to hit the surf, play a game of beach soccer, or sunbathe along the miles of golden sand. On the clearest, sunniest days, beachgoers are often rewarded with glimpses of Morocco across the water. So if your clients really need a break from the beach, the area also has a lot of opportunities for rock climbing, horseback riding, and some amazing hiking trails along the sea cliffs. In addition, there's a number of isolated coves where the nudists frequent. So again, if that's what your clients are looking for, there's opportunities to do it here, and a hiking path where the gray shale clings to the cliffside. The shale is used for therapeutic mud baking. So this is been a popular pastime since the ancient Roman times. Your clients can also enjoy a short walk to the ruins of the Baelo Claudia, which is one of the best examples of Roman architecture that remains on the Iberian Peninsula. The village of Santa Lucia is another great way to spend a leisurely afternoon. So renting a car in the late spring or early fall, we think offers your guests the best way to explore the beach, the island, and the surrounding countryside. We'd suggest to stay at the Monte Puerta Tierra Hotel in Cadiz. For dinner, they can head over to the Restaurante Otero, the Serenade Bologna, or Las Rejas. This area will help create a once-in-a-lifetime getaway that we feel your clients will never forget. So another thing we like to do is also talk about some tips and some things that we think would be helpful for your clients who might be thinking about taking a European trip with us. So number one, travel in style. We think nothing is more cool than pulling up to the beach in a nice flashy red Vespa with a bottle of Prosecco. Tip number two, take a beach and get settled. You know, a lot of people, they try to pack too much into a short trip. We recommend really trying to spend more time in one place to really get to know that location, to really get to experience that location. We think it's the best way to maximize your relaxation, to get to know the locals, to get to really experience the culture, to get to really experience the food, and to really have a vacation that's going to have less stress than if you're packing up and moving every few days. Tip number 3, of course, always ask the locals. I think that a lot of times you'll find that some of the most fun, memorable experiences that you'll have is when you take a recommendation from someone who knows because they live there. So please remember, the locals are always going to be the best source for anything that's going to provide you with that out-of-the-way, unique local experience. And then we also think it's all about timing. If you have clients who are really looking for a great deal, they may want to avoid July and August, which are the premium beach months, and we know as maybe being the best beach season. If they're willing to travel in June or September, there's going to be opportunities that they may be able to get a better deal. But on top of that, they'll get to experience the destination when it's not as crowded, when the weather's still great, but there's going to be better prices, and maybe the locals are going to have a little bit of a cheerier attitude. And tip number 5, bring a suitcase you can carry. For any of you who have traveled abroad before, I think you know this one. Wheeling your luggage in a lot of European cities with cobblestone streets, old train stations, not as many escalators or elevators, or maybe you're walking up and down stairs, walking to the station from to the hotel from the station, etc. Packing light, bringing a bag that you can carry if you need to is really a great option for your client. So to kind of start to sum up the presentation here, we want to say the next time that your customers are on the hunt for their perfect beach vacation, we hope that Europe will jump onto the top of their list. As you've seen from some of the photos we've shown, with the secluded sand, the beautiful water, the coastal cliffs, culture, the food, the experience, we think that beyond the beach, there's just so much to do and so much to experience. There's so many opportunities to explore. So Europe, in our opinion, the beaches are every bit as stunning as anywhere else in the world, with the addition of all the culture and all the interesting things that they can do outside of the beach. We think it's such an amazing choice for your clients. So please, if you haven't thought about it, give us a call. So how do you go about booking with us? In case you never have, the first thing that we need to do is to kind of explain a little bit on how to get a quote from us. So first, if you haven't registered, please just go on to europeexpress.com. The registration link is right on the main page. Just click there and you'll get ready to book in just about one day. We should get back to you with your login and everything that you need. If you want to submit a custom quote, you can either do that online, you can do it over the phone, or you can do it via email. So when you submit it online, we will ask you for all of the relevant information that we'll need to get a quote for you. The booking engine is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Our reservation staff currently is available 7 days a week to answer calls. And in addition to booking the trip, I really like to always remind you to truly make a trip memorable. Don't forget to really try to customize what you're doing. Think about us for all those optional sightseeing tours. Think about us to add those private transfers and other little extra nice bonuses that are going to give your customer that very upscale feel, that are going to provide them with a great experience. And again, our FIT reservation specialists, they are experts. They're well-traveled. They're wonderful to work with. So just give us a call. Whatever you're thinking about doing for your clients, I think we'll be able to accommodate them. And again, with our groups department, if you have 10 or more passengers, they're available Monday to Friday to work on quotes and discuss your group and what their needs are. If you would like to get any more information, we have an amazing sales team. We are finally fully staffed with our sales team. We've expanded from, I believe there used to be 3 sales managers to now we have 5. I'm here down in the Southeast, but wherever you're located, and even if you work for a host agency, just so you know, our sales managers work with you wherever you are geographically located. So wherever you live, these are the corresponding sales managers that you can reach out to any one of us. Our cell phones are all listed here. Our emails are all listed here. I'll leave the slide up for just a moment. If you want to write down the name and the phone number, if you want to write down the name and the email, you can also find this information on europeexpress.com, meet the sales team. All of our email addresses are there. We're here to help facilitate making it easy for you to do business with us. So if there's any questions about working with us, if you haven't worked with us in the past but you want to, please do not hesitate to reach out. That's what we're here for. We're here to answer your questions. We're here to help you to feel comfortable working with us. And again, if you're part of one of these preferred consortium partners, thank you for all your business and support. We are a preferred supplier for everyone who's listed up on the screen right here. So we would love to get your business. We would love to earn your business. And if there's anything that we can do, again, don't hesitate to reach out to someone on the sales team. If you're looking to get prices for any FIT bookings or any group bookings, here's the numbers and here's our hours of operation. I know that they're listed in Pacific time on the slide, but just know on East Coast, they're open 9 a.m. till 9 p.m. as well. So that being said, we know, again, your time is valuable. I thank you so much for everything that you do for Europe Express. We hope you found the webinar informative, and we look forward to doing business with you. So thank you.
Thank you, Ryan. I am ready to go to some of those beaches myself. Geez, it is cold and rainy over here in Seattle right now, so I am wanting to get to those beaches. We did have quite a few questions come in, so there is no way we're going to get through all of them right now, but we will have Ryan follow up with you on your specific questions if we can't get to them right now. Ryan, if you wouldn't mind going back to the sales manager slide. It looks like we are missing Rose's phone number in there, which is completely my fault, so apologies for that. I will send out a message to all the attendees with her phone number on there, so if you do need to get in contact with her, I'll send that to you now. Give me one moment. So while I'm grabbing her phone number, Ryan, the first question that we have is, let me see. Will there be a recording of this presentation afterward? Brenda had a client walk in. Is this recorded?
Yes, the webinar was recorded. And as with this webinar, there's a lot of information available on the Europe Express website. It's under the resources tab. And it's also once you log in with your agent login, there's a resources area that has a lot of the webinars that we've done, not only this one, but any one in the past. If you would like a sales manager to just quickly get on the phone with you to show you where to find it on the website, just feel free to reach out to us. We'd be happy to show you exactly where it is.
Great, thank you. I just sent out a message to everyone with Rose's phone number if you do need to get in contact with her that way, or if not, you can just shoot her an email with her email address shown on the presentation. Let's see. Wow, we have so many questions. Denise is wondering, Ryan, what is the commission structure on bookings? It does vary by consortium, correct?
Yes. So if you're a member of one of the preferred consortia that we had listed on the screen here, your commission level is going to be at a more preferable level. But we also base the commission on your production with us. So if you want to know about your commission, the best thing to do is to contact one of the sales managers. But it does range from the lowest level that we offer is 10%. To the highest level of commission that we offer, which is 14%. So again, if you want to reach out to your sales manager, they can, have that conversation with you. We're willing to work with you. We're willing to, if you have the business and you want to bring it to us, just call. Let's have that conversation in person. But we do pay up to 14% commission.
And I do want to add to your point, Ryan. We offer 5% commission on airfare, no matter what consortia or host agency you're affiliated with, and it can be first class, business class, just economy. So definitely take advantage of that with booking air and hotel with us, because that's when you are going to get the best deals with Europe Express.
Right. And it's an excellent point. And also, we talked about pre and post cruise packages. And that's a huge advantage, even though I didn't go too far into it earlier when I mentioned it. The benefit of booking a pre and post cruise package with Europe Express is really, again, what Danielle just mentioned. In addition to the, potentially earning up to 14% on the land component and having the flexibility and the variety of hotels and sightseeing tours and transfers, which, by the way, are also commissionable to you, you still get 5% on those airline tickets, which you may not be getting depending on where you're currently doing that business. So it really is a huge, we think, value and advantage that we have, and we hope you think about it for some of the pre and post cruise stuff.
Great, thank you, Ryan. I'm just going to ask one more question since we're already at over 11:30 Pacific time, anyways. Joe is wondering, do you have air pricing to Europe for June 2020 yet?
We wouldn't yet, Joe, but we will. It usually becomes available about 330 days prior to whatever the last day of that return date for that trip is going to be. So we anticipate that you should be able to get pricing, for that in a few months.
Great, thank you. And I know I said that was going to be the last question, but I do want to. Oh, and also going back to your point, Ryan, too, with groups, they can book ahead of time too, so they can book further out than our FIT travel department can. But yeah, 330 days is the rule for FIT. One more question too, I just want to ask before we close off today is from Goff. He's wondering, if the franchise that I'm associated with has no account with you, can I book direct and earn commission?
You can book directly with us as long as you have a valid CLIA number if you were set up with your own profile. But I would just check with us first to see whatever franchise you're affiliated with has a profile, because most of them do. So I would be surprised if they didn't. And if they didn't, I think it's a good opportunity for us to help get set up. But either way, we would definitely like to get you set up to work with us. If the franchise isn't, but you book under their IATA or their CLIA number, we can definitely get a profile set up so that you can do some business with us.
Great.
So,
thank you.
Joe, just get in touch with me and I'll point you in the right direction for that.
Yeah, and I will send Ryan you all these questions so that you can get back to, because we're having quite a few more pull in. So we will get these over to Ryan to follow up with you. So thank you all again for joining us for the Best Beaches of Europe webinar. We're so thankful to have you on this presentation. And thank you, Ryan, for showing us all these best beaches. We really appreciate your time as well.
Yeah, thank you, everybody. We appreciate it. And for anyone whose questions didn't get answered, we will certainly get back to you with those answers.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Have a great day, everybody.